Okay, so I just came back from the Twin Cities area. There was a wedding down there for an old friend. Man, driving around that area in the midst of rush hour is a special sort of hell. It's like it slows down to 20, 30. Sometimes it comes down to a complete stop. It's like, oh my god, it's like what was supposed to take like a half hour took an hour and 15 minutes. We actually missed the ceremony. Really regrettable. But I mean, at least we got to be there for the reception and the speeches. But on the upside of things, I came back with a lot of vacuums. And I was definitely not anticipating coming back with this many. It's kind of crazy. Um, so these two, my friend Josh picked up for me. And this one on the left is by far the one I am most excited about. Now, I knew this machine as being branded under the Atrix name as the Mighty Mouth. So this machine, I don't have any bags for it, so I'll have to find some. They're pretty hard to find, but this one is labeled as a TurboVac 1, I think. So this one is basically a sweeper with a suction motor, and when they advertised the Mighty Mouth, they would show it picking up things like pencils because it just sweeps things into a big open bag. So it's like meant to pick up bulky objects, and this sort of design lives on in the Lindhouse LS38. And I thought maybe the bags in there would be cross compatible, but it doesn't appear so. And we also have a height adjustment on here. And for some reason, I thought they had a cord winder, but they don't appear to. But yeah, this will be an exciting one to try out. It's just so very different. It was actually in box, and I'm not entirely sure it was ever used. I think they actually had it listed as new, but there was just a bit of stuff on it from sitting, some dust and a few like almost spots of things, so maybe some moisture seeped into the box at some point. But yeah, it's like once I get some bags, I'll have to run the test on this, although I have a feeling it's probably not very powerful airflow wise, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Either way, that's the one I'm excited about. It's just so weird. And next up, we have this Kenmore upright. This one is just going to be a sacrificial motor for the dirt sensor model that I have. Now, it was only $5, so it was actually cheaper than buying a different motor. So, yeah, hopefully it's nice and healthy. And it came with a crap ton of bags. I think there was 20 here, and then there was like another 16 or something like that here, and a bunch of pre-motor filters. But here's the really interesting thing about these. This pile of bags has a clear back on them. Or, I suppose, not entirely clear, but kind of I think they call it translucence. So you can definitely see things that are going through it, or into it, but not completely clear. These, I have no idea what they're about. They must have been used for some vacuum demos or something. I have never seen them before. I don't think I've even heard of them before. But those are definitely something I'm going to sell off, because, I mean, it's a neat concept, but I just don't see the need for it. And of course, that clear backing probably doesn't breathe. So, I mean, you're going to lose filter area just to have a seeable dirt in there. So that's like, it's cool, it's weird, but not necessary. And then we come to the next ones. We have 3 of these. Now, the story behind this is kind of funny. So there was a listing in I think it was just listed in Minneapolis for a free broken vacuum, and I was thinking about it, and it's like, why not if it's free? The listing had actually been up since the last time I was down in the Twin Cities, which was in May. So I thought, maybe this listing just hasn't been taken down. So I messaged her and asked him if they're still around, or it is still around, because they just showed this one vacuum. And she's like, oh, yep, we have it. So I was guided to an outlet mall, and yeah, they come out with 2 of them. There was a bagged one, and they had one of the green Pro Cup models. Now, I gave the green Pro Cup to my friend Josh because he had expressed a curiosity about them a while ago. They're not really his thing, but it's like, come on, you were curious about it. It's free. Take it. Take it. I have so much stuff to bring home. Take it. And eventually he did. But yeah, I was about to leave this store, and then the one worker is like, "Hey, do you want more of them?" And I was like, "More?" I'm like, maybe?" And she's like, "Oh, well, there's another store that's getting rid of more of them." So she calls over there to ask if they still have them. And yeah, they have more of them. So it's like, I ended up going to this other store and got 3 more of them. And I was like, oh my God. It's like I thought I was just getting 1. And I ended up walking out of there with 5 of them. So I had to take 2 trips to the car. One for the original, bagged model and the Pro Cup, and then it's like I ended up with 2 more of these and this Sanitaire, which is, the same as the Pro Cup, and it's like, oh my God, this is just crazy. And then we come to the more interesting ones. There's a vacuum shop that I used to kind of frequent in my younger kind of college years. And, whenever I pass through that area, I always like to stop in and ask him if he's got anything interesting. Well, this time around, he did. So I ended up with this wireless vacuette. It's kind of in tough shape, it's a little bit dirty. It's got a torn bag on it. It's like I might keep this around as part of my collection, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It's like for people who are unfamiliar with them, are totally non-electric. So the front wheels drive the brush. So as you push this around, it spins the brush, and then on the back here, these wheels drive an impeller, a fan. So the reason for these were back in these days, like farmhouses and such didn't have electricity, or a lot of them weren't set up for it. So the Kirby company, or Scott and Fetzer in this age, came up with this non-electric machine. And it's like, because the fan has it might have a flywheel to it to keep it spinning. So you can still hear it kind of running. And I mean, obviously they're not going to be the best cleaner, just because they're, the power of them is going to be really inconsistent. And, obviously this does need a cleanup. But, yeah, it's a really interesting thing. And actually, this is the second one of these I've come across. The first one was after the manager at the vacuum shop I had started working at passed away. He had a Sears branded one of these, and we sold that to a collector over in Wisconsin. Mike, I believe, was his name. I don't think he watches my channel, but in case he does, hi, Mike. And then we also had this Eureka over here. And this one, he told me he got from a friend of his. So obviously they must have been using this as like a display in their shop. It's like original list price. They even have the date on it. It's a model 110. Or, oh, nope. It's, I thought I saw 110, but that clearly doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know. I don't know much about machines of this age. It's not really my cup of tea. And then he also had this, which is a Rexair Model B. So the Rexair Model B, I believe, was the first of the Rexair or Rainbow brand to actually use water filtration. The very first one, if memory serves, it used a cloth filter, as to where this is the first model to use, the water filtration they're so known for. And it does have like the same separator that the D series did. Well, maybe except for this piece down here. I could have sworn it was a nut on the D series. This one, it does run. It's kind of dry sounding. It's like, I kind of have a feeling this probably won't remain in my collection. I mean, it's cool looking. And they're a lot smaller than I thought they would be. I always figured, they were going to be a much... Oops, I got the clip under there. One sec. That's better. But yeah, it's like I always thought these would be much bigger than they are. It's like I've never actually seen one in person before. So it was kind of a surprise, you know. It's like, oh, it's so small. But I suppose, you know, they didn't have a dolly or anything on them like, you know, the ones I'm used to. So that probably cuts down on the height. And, you know, it's obviously a little more trimmed down around the top of it. And I still don't know what this is. It's obviously some sort of exhaust horn or something, but it's like I've never seen it. So I don't know what this is. And in the same city, I picked up those 3 vintage machines. I stopped at a local thrift store and I found this Kenmore Evo. This is a weird little machine because it's actually made to mate with like their power wands and power heads and such. So you can actually attach it to a Kenmore like power head and use it. So it's meant to be like a little mini vac, but I mean, to me, it just seems like, you know, they slapped this attachment connection on a little hand vac. This is probably not something I'll keep either, but it's just such a weird little thing. It's like, let's see if we can pass that on to another collector. I would at least like to see how powerful it is before passing it on. And then finally, we have this Pacific SteamX Genius. I picked this up from another collector in the area. He's mostly Kirby focused, but he has some bits and pieces of whatever. So it's like it actually comes with 2 heads, and I like the smaller head a little bit more. You know, it's like I don't really like trying to use these big heads in domestic spaces. But it is kind of SIBO-like, of course, you know, having this on the front, you know, they clearly went out of their way to kind of differentiate themselves. Probably attempting to, you know, get around any sort of, like, copyright or whatever. I haven't had much of a chance to take a look at this thing yet, because I don't know what this filter housing is about here. He's got it, you know, he had it taped on there. So I'll have to check that out and see if it's actually, you know, if that's actually even part of it. But yeah, it's like it clearly had a handle here that got broken off. And the really strange thing to me is they actually used a top-load bag on these things, and I don't know what this thing is. Yeah. Maybe it was meant to mate with the wand or something, or it could be like an anti-static sort of thing. But anyways, top-load bag on here, so you would release the little things on here, and then you have like a bag collar. He told me it's got a lockout switch in here, which would prevent it from running without a bag in place. And finding actual bags for this thing might be difficult. He kind of stuffed a Eureka bag under this thing and kept the original collar. So I might have something like 3D printed, you know, as kind of like an adapter, just make like a plate out of this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I just wanted to check this thing out, because I mean, it's clearly kind of a SIBO copy, and I believe this was actually sold as a Hoover at one point. It was called like a double duty, which was like DUBL duty. Yeah, kind of an odd machine, and I figured I would check it out. And this next one actually did not come from down there, but it's right here, so I figured I'd just show it off a little bit. This is a Hoover 725. Clearly it was used as a shop display, and you can tell because this bag is very, very sun damaged. So I'm looking for some brush strips on it, if anyone has a source for them, and I guess I'm gonna try to replace one of these end caps too, because it was really stubborn coming off there, and it ended up chipping some of the rim. Really unfortunate. And I tend not to work on these really old machines too often, because I don't know my way around them. So I'm always kind of worried that I'll damage something. But I did throw this up on the airflow box, and it got some quite impressive numbers. Granted, I was running it, you know, without a brush roll, so I mean that fan was freely spinning. So yeah, it's like that is everything that I picked up and then some. And yeah, it's like as I get to some of this stuff, maybe we'll see a little bit more. But yeah, these three are definitely going up for sale. I might hold on to one of them as kind of a loaner thing, because occasionally people ask me if I have a vacuum, and it's like, I'd rather just give, lend them something that I'm not real attached to. So it's like I'll probably end up selling off, the Sanitaire and 2 of these and hold on to one of these as a loaner sort of thing. And yeah, we'll have to see what I do with some of these, like this old Eureka, the Rex Air. It's like maybe even this. I don't really know. We'll just have to see how things go. But yeah, this has gone on a little long, so I'm going to get this signed off. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for upcoming videos, I guess.